Fucking right, man. That's the trail pill, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm back giving you, some more content about mental health world. Excuse me, about the mental health world and whatnot. Excuse me, that was disgusting. My bad. Just got done eating an omelet. She was magnificent. You know what I'm saying? She was magnificent. You know what I'm saying? But on a more serious note, though, hold on. This is definitely not the link. That's not this. That is not this video. Let's get this out of here. All right. Get that out of here. Let's get this up here, man. But now you know what's on the next video. You know what I'm saying? I ain't starting over. You know what I'm saying? There we go right there. But look, so as we know, man, the past couple of months, really the past, few years, man, we have to deal with all these horrific school shootings and things of that nature. And one of the first things that always goes through my mind is the students that survive these horrific events and how they are adjusting, at the, I guess, put it like this: how are they adjusting as adults? You know, so I was gonna say at the atmosphere or some type of way. I should look catchphrase. Fuck that. Let's gonna say it as adults. I always wondered, how are they doing? You know what I'm saying? The kids who survive, I always wondered, how are they coping, and how do they cope with having been through some horrific events like the girl that was in Uvalde, the shooting outside of San Antonio, little town, suburban San Antonio. I always wonder how those kids are, especially that little girl who had to take her classmates' blood and rub it all over her to survive. I always wonder how the kids grow up with that, knowing that they have to do that to survive. And it's always very interesting that their survival mentality, that fight or flight kicks in to even do that. And that a 9-year-old would even have to do that, or however old she was. But anyway, she's a child will have to do that. And these children, the ones who survive, they grow up. And I always wonder how they dealt with that. Well, something came across my phone one day, and I read the article a few times, man. I was like, man, this is perfect right here, because it kind of answered my question. So that's kind of how things come to me nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think about something and it just comes to me. You know what I'm saying? I attract certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's in my algorithms. You know what I'm saying? It's in the algae rhythms. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to algae rhythm too, man. Algae rhythm doing this thing here. But anyway, students who survive gun violence face mental hurdles as adults. This comes from NBC News. Shout out to them. And despite the trauma or anger they felt in the wake of a tragic shooting, they've also found powerful ways to cope. This beautiful young black girl right here, her name is Zoe Touré, at the March for Our Lives rally in Washington, D.C. on Saturday. So less than a year ago, Zoe Touré was inside a classroom at Oxford High School in Michigan when a mass shooter opened fire. Touré heard the door handle to the classroom jiggle and assumed the shooter was trying to enter. She and her fellow classmates escaped through a window, making a short jump to safety. 4 students were killed in that shooting: Hannah St. Juliana, Tate Meyer, Madison Baldwin, and Justin Schilling. Touré, she's 18, wore a shirt displaying their names at the March for Our Lives rally in Washington, D.C. on Saturday. The youth-led movement, created in 2018 by survivors of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida, has lifted Touré's spirits in wake of tragedy, she said. But her emotional recovery hasn't been easy. She also said that she had a very hard time, and she didn't really want to talk to her family much. And it was more like being in her bed at home all day until somebody called her to hang out. Now, news of other school shootings, like the recent deadly attack at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas, can also dredge up painful memories. She also said that I remember not wanting to be alone that day, Teray said of hearing about Uvalde. I was crying in my room for a little bit. Others who survived gun violence as children have faced a similarly difficult path as they edge into adulthood. My PTSD has me feeling suicidal thoughts that I've managed to very positively turn toward anger instead. And that's what I'm doing here today. X Gonzalez, 22, survived the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting in 2018. That's what he said during a speech at Saturday's rally. We know that gun violence is an issue, Gonzalez added. Speaking of members of Congress, we brought the topic to you with the international attention and resources 4 years ago. We as children did the heavy lifting for you. Ruquan Brown, 20 years old, which is a student at Harvard College, also expressed his frustration at having to speak to a crowd about gun violence on Saturday instead of watching the NBA final with his stepdad or hanging out with friends. Brown said he was 5 years old when his mother's boyfriend was murdered. It's the first time he can remember crying, he said. In the years to come, he will lose a stepfather and football teammate to gun violence and learn the devastating news that both his grandfather and cousin had also been shot. I was walking down my street every day, and I was so afraid of losing my life because so many D.C. public schools kids were murdered walking home from school or hit with a stray bullet, he said. I just felt like I was next. I felt like I was drowning. I needed this help to keep me alive. Children exposed to gun violence may experience anger, withdrawal, or post-traumatic stress as a result, all right? Now, I'm not going to read the whole article. I don't know how long it is. But a 2020 study identified an increased use of antidepressants among students who had lived within 5 miles of a fatal school shooting, versus those who lived 10 to 15 miles away. Another study found that the children who lived within a few blocks of a shooting had higher odds of showing up to the emergency room with mental health issues after the shooting occurred. The March for Our Lives movement has helped young survivors channel their trauma into a positive action. Brown and Teray are optimistic that new gun restrictions such as universal background checks could get passed, though Brown hopes for a greater sea change. Voting has not worked for poor people. We're not ever set free or made safe by the vote, he said. None of these things are going to change until Americans decide that love is the most important thing. Survivors have also found personal ways of coping, Teray said. It helped her visit her high school after the Oxford shooting. She and her friends would go goof around and ride skateboards in the parking lot near the school to reclaim a sense of normalcy, she said. We had such a connection to the school after everything that happened, she said. Nobody really wanted to leave, especially when we graduated this year. Lately, when she's feeling down, she blasts her favorite playlist and dances around. It also helps to talk openly with other classmates who survived the shooting. We actually talk about it all the time, she said. There's never been a conversation that I've had, a sleepover or a hangout where we haven't talked about the event. Brown has found a creative outlet through his clothing line, Love One, which donates a portion to the proceeds to communities affected by gun violence. I felt like I was drowning, and I needed this to keep me alive. Kept me focused on something more positive, he said. Both students are looking forward to the future. In the spring, Teray will enter a freshman year at North Carolina A&T, and Brown will start his junior year at Harvard. I'm 20 years old, and I just accepted that I have an opportunity to live until I'm 100, Brown said. I was only planning to live about 30 years old. That's so crazy because I deserve so much more than that. Shout out to Aria Bendix. She was the one who published this article. You know what I'm saying? This is Zoe Teray right here. And when I see these kids, man, I can't help but to think of my own and the children of all my partners and all my friends and, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot, and all the children around the world. Because as somebody who, so I grew up in South Dallas, so like I always said, man, it's a poverty-stricken part of South Dallas, you know what I'm saying? It's looking better, a lot better now. I recently just went down there and went to the crib and, you know what I'm saying, but still, it's still 5 to 8 and 10% below the poverty line and things of that nature. But there are initiatives. Shout out to Ricky Wickelson and Malcolm X Plaza down there, right there on the X, not too far from Little World, cross street from the car wash. You know what I'm saying? The plaza down there, man, it has great initiatives, having kids having fun and have movie nights and things of that nature. So there are things being done in our communities. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I've dealt with a lot of the things that the kids have dealt with. A lot of the PTSD of shit happening at school. You know, major fights. And I remember I went to Lincoln High School in South Dallas, Texas, and I remember the blackout. You know what I'm saying? We had a blackout. I was about to say um, a few months after Hurricane Katrina. We had an influx of people from New Orleans to Dallas, and it got kind of crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember talking with my partner that I had met. You know what I'm saying? Playing football. His name was Will. You know what I'm saying? From New Orleans, man. Shout out to Will. And we talk about these things like back then. It was happening. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And we had at the same time we were both like laughing like it's crazy, but for some reason we don't feel like it's that crazy. Like it's crazy to everybody else. It was on all the news and everything like that, but it was like because it's normal. You know, with him growing up in New Orleans. Also, you know, I had a partner named Rashad. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in New Orleans too. You know what I'm saying? So people that I've met throughout my life, man, to where those guys were solid, man. That's why I always have love for everybody, especially I got a deep love for New Orleans because, you know what I'm saying, it was all open arms for, you know what I'm saying, for me and my family. And when I met their family, it was the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy how, you know what I'm saying, we don't even know each other and haven't even thought about each other, but something catastrophic like that can happen. And all of a sudden, you got another brother by your side. You know what I'm saying? And just because he talked different or whatever, lingo different, whatever, don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I have a major respect for my people down there in New Orleans and the surrounding areas because of things that they've been through as a people. You know what I'm saying? They are resilient people. You have to be resilient to, you know what I'm saying, have something like that happen and to still hold your head up and keep making money and keep doing this and doing that and still striving because that can throw you into a great deal of depression when your whole shit is wiped out. You know what I'm saying? But I've been having a conversation. We were seniors in high school about like just the violence around. Like he talking about the violence where he's from in New Orleans, and that's what the violence that was going on down there in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because you know what I'm saying, we were kids. You know what I'm saying? 16, 17 years old talking about this shit, and we already been through much. We were sharing stories when we had to, you know what I'm saying, niggas were being crazy and had to shooting outside the avenue, drop to the floor, you know what I'm saying, to get back up, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Like so many things, a lot of things that the kids go through, you know what I'm saying, I understand them a lot because um it's just certain things that kids shouldn't have to do. You know, like I said earlier about the 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 student in Uvalde that wiped the blood up for his classmate. Like that's something that a child shouldn't have to do. Our school is supposed to be some of the safest places, but they end up being some of the most dangerous places because the lack of responsibility from the teachers, the lack of security. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to think that we trust our children, regardless of whether it's public or private, we trust our children to go to a school for a third of the day, at least 7 to 8 hours, maybe even more if they do like, you know, activities after school. You know what I'm saying? But a third out of the day, they are there. And to think that, you know, somebody can just walk into a school and just, you know, some sick fucker can just walk into a school and just do that. You know what I'm saying? And even in Uvalde, how they handled it is fucking disgusting. They just allow kids, you know what I'm saying, the kids get killed. And it's sad. But I always wonder how the ones who survived, how they felt once they got older. And this beautiful article, you know what I'm saying, um, was published. And because things like this don't get put on the news. If they don't have, like, they'll show you all the horrific shit and give you all type of news and everything like that, but they won't show you how these kids are actually doing after the fact once they grow up. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up, in my opinion, because how are we supposed to heal if you don't ever show us what healing looks like? How are we supposed to heal if you don't show us what healing looks like, which makes me ask the question, I don't, not a question, but a statement. I don't think they want us to know what healing looks like. You know what I'm saying? That they want us to stay scared. They want us to keep having this fear, you know, to this and that, so they can do whatever the fuck they want to do and use their, you know, their agendas and whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I think it's beautiful that the children of school shootings that have grown to be adults and in college or about to go to college um, have a rally. They have a movement. You know what I'm saying, to try to get some fucking movement in Congress and in these states, whether it's local or, you know what I'm saying, or federal. We have to get some type of movement, some type of protection for our babies. You know what I'm saying? Like in our school, you know what I'm saying, we had metal detectors. And every school I went to, we had metal detectors. But of course, I grew up in the hood, grew up in South Dallas, so that's one thing. But in these schools in the suburbs, they don't have those. I used to work in one. They don't have them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no metal detectors. You know what I'm saying? They don't have them. They got the little locked door shit. They don't have no metal detectors. You know what I'm saying? But the metal detectors, the just security or just whatever, it has to be heightened. Like I said, our kids are there for an eighth, not an eighth, but a third of the day. 24 hours in a day, 8 times 324, you get the math. So it's a third of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't know what I would do. I talk to my babies a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think about them all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what I do if I got that call, if my daughter called me, you know what I'm saying, and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, some, and then they're gonna stop me from going down there. I'm loading my pistol up and I'm cocking it back, and I'm gonna handle it because my babies are my babies. And I expect every parent, you know what I'm saying, to kind of do the same because the police is not doing it. They're not doing it. You see what the police in Uvalde did? They sat there looking motherfucker lock in the room. They're like, y'all got all these, you know what I'm saying? It's just insane. It's crazy. It's some sick, sadistic shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man. This was a beautiful article. I also read some more articles. You know what I'm saying? And also beyond school, gun violence is an issue in our, you know what I'm saying, in our country. Now, you know, I believe in the right to bear arms, but they literally have to do better. They have to do better. It's kind of like they made up all these laws and all this shit, and then they just now starting to try to corral them. But it's like it's too late. You're trying to catch up. You should have had the shit nipped in the bud the first time. You should have had all this shit thought about the first time. And I understand that you can't think about everything, but if that's the case, then they have to allow us to protect not only our children, but ourselves and everything of that nature. Because y'all not gonna do it. I'm damn sure am. I'm willing to put my life on the line at any time for my children. I have no problem doing that. I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared to die. I've dealt with that before. I'm not scared. I'm just not scared of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's something that you'll die for. You know, and when you got these guys who, you know, that they do this type of shit, man, it's signs. There are signs. You know what I'm saying? But the number of teachers outnumber. You know, I mean, the number of students outnumber the number of teachers. Even more today than it does back then. So it's just something that has to be done, man. That's all I'm saying. Something has to be fucking done. I can't quite put my finger on what needs to be done. I just know that our children need to be protected better while us adults are going to work or whatnot. And if y'all don't want to do that, then y'all need to increase, give us a stipend or something, you know what I'm saying, to stay home or do whatever at home so we can homeschool our children. I don't have no problem homeschooling my children. You know what I'm saying? Between me and my children's mother, they'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? We're both educated, both, you know, went to college, and we both, you know, beautiful and smart and all, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. You know what I'm saying? We all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Combined. You know what I'm saying? They'll get the knowledge that they need. Well, I ain't saying I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I'm handsome. You know what I'm saying? Handsome, you know. But anyway, look, you know what I'm saying? Between me and their mother, they can be homeschooled without a fucking doubt. So, but I'm just saying something has to be done. That is something I came up with off the top of my head, but something has to be done because what we're gonna do is gonna be a couple more months. We're gonna have another school shooting and some more school shootings. Gun violence is going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And the police is lacking. It's lacking out here. It's lacking, man. But like I said before, man, it's beautiful to see that the youngins, the youngsters, you know what I'm saying, are taking control of the narrative, pushing it forward. Like I always said, excuse me, the generation of after us looked at us and said, "Oh, y'all niggas," you know what I'm saying? We don't. The generation that's after us don't give a fuck about none of this other shit. When they got an initiative, they gonna band together and they gonna make a move to do what's right. And that's what I love about this young generation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always try to tell, you know what I'm saying, my kids and my kids' little partners that be, you know what I'm saying? Like my daughter, she's 12, she got a little whatever. I just stop in and just drop some game on them just to let them know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to talk about these things. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep our kids' minds so sucked into TikTok and social media and all other bullshit. They want they want our kids to keep you know what I'm saying, to keep their minds. They want to keep our kids' minds distracted. What I'm trying to say, while they go and do some other shit. Meanwhile, they're targeting our kids with agendas that are inappropriate as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So as adults, me and you, whoever listened to this, have to be more assertive when it comes to making sure that our children are safe. You know what I'm saying? Making sure we go out here and you know what I'm saying, we gotta show we gotta show these schools our face. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem going to the school. Matter of fact, I got a story. I'm telling a story. I'm closing on that. When I was younger, my mother worked at the school when I went to when I was elementary. You know what I'm saying? And she also was a very frequent school visitor. You know what I'm saying? At all my schools, for me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, my brother was going to school. You know what I'm saying? She came to school so much. You know, my brother, he also went to Lincoln. You know, the principal there was Papa Bear. Anybody who knows, he went to Lincoln or South Dallas, you know who Papa Bear is. So she went up there so much, you know what I'm saying, to where she had a goddamn student ID, you know what I'm saying, student ID lunch card. You know what I'm talking about? She was up there. And that's what we were used to. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't tell us. She just would go up there. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, damn, I'd be in the hallway talking to my little chick, all hugged up, kissing and shit, and I'd see her. Oh shit, bro. That's your mama. Be like, yeah, you know, you know, so let's bust a corner real quick. You know what I'm saying? But 9 out of 10, she'll see me before I even see her. You know what I'm saying? And she was very willing to wear. She knew everybody by name, and it's the whole community thing going there. But we gotta put our face in the place when it comes to these schools, things like that nature. Because at the same time, now that I have my children, I don't care what I'm doing. If I got some time, I'm dipping. I'm dipping right to the school. You know what I'm saying? I'm dipping right to the school. You know, ask questions, talk. You know, I want everybody to get for me, especially me being a black man. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that's important also. You know what I'm saying? And I've gotten so many friction when I show up to the school. They'd be like, "Oh, what you here for? What you?" You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you know what I'm saying? I tell this one lady, you know what I'm saying, like, what do you mean what I'm here for? Like, y'all seen my face before. I'm the one that was trying to get the PTA started, but y'all didn't want to do it. You know, I'm the one that been here helping y'all out doing this, helping y'all out doing that. My kids go to this school. You know what I'm saying? My oldest one left this school, but my kids still, my two youngest still go to this school. So I'm frequent here. You know what I'm saying? You were new here. And one of the dudes came out the background and said, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Sneed? Yeah." She's like, "Oh, you know, yeah, he know who I am because I've been here before. I'm frequent like that. I'm a great father, whether me and the mom was together or not, whatever, none of y'all business, but I'm here though. So call, text. I'm calling, I'm texting teachers, PTA meetings. You know what I'm saying? You know, the emails, I'm getting on their fucking nerves, but I don't give a fuck about getting on their nerves because my children are there at that school. So shout out to my mama for putting that battery in my back. Me and my brother's back. He does the same thing. We very involved around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some parents send their kids to school and don't give a fuck about them. Man, none of that over here. We trying to know what everything is. What are you teaching these kids? Because we trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what the fuck y'all doing? Because what they don't know is y'all teach them that, but we teach them the real, you know what I'm saying, the real deal. You know what I'm saying? I want them to know both, you know what I'm saying, so they can tell the fucking difference. So when they grow up, they can decipher and sift through all the bullshit, and they can live their life on the straight, you know what I'm saying, on the straight and narrow, knowing who's what, who's the snakes, who's the fakes, you know what I'm saying, who's solid and who's flaky, you know what I'm saying. And with our children, it's so important because I don't know, man. I don't know what this world is coming to. It worries me to a certain extent. It worries the fuck out of me. I see certain shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, damn, what made that person want to go do that shit? You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's important because the mental health aspect in this is major too. A lot of them, you know, it's a lot of balls being dropped. Pause. You know what I'm saying? People are back there fumbling and shit. They letting shit leak out. They ain't paying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That like they're not paying attention to what's really going on. All off in these schools and what they trying to do and what they doing and this guy over here. You know, when the kids start doing some other shit, you probably need to go talk to that motherfucker, man. Go talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Go talk. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You back in the classroom, you ain't doing so good in it. You know, you're not doing so good in this. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Have the proper counselors up in these schools. Have the proper um just have the proper people. You know what I'm saying? Stop being stingy with this shit and pay these people, man. These teachers, man, pay them. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the problem too. These teachers don't get paid enough. Where you know what I'm saying? They feel like, damn, I love what I do, but I went to school for all this shit, but I'm not getting compensated for it. You know what I'm saying? So pay these teachers, pay these professionals, because it's obvious to see in our schools that whatever the fuck y'all doing is not fucking working. And shout out to all the great teachers out there, all the great school counselors, all the it's great school nurses, everybody up from to the principals, all the way down to the lunch ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is, you know what I'm saying? Some of the most game I got was from a couple lunch ladies. You know what I'm saying? Giving us game in them lines, and especially when you know what I'm saying, giving us extra chicken fingers on game day. And, you know what I'm saying? It'll get a hot leg back to them, two hot leg backs is on part the price of one on game day. You know what I'm saying? Get to the front of the line on game day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But nah, man, for real, man. I fuck with the schools. I fuck with, you know what I'm saying, just kids growing up, man, because it's important. Like I said, I have three of my own. So I care about my kids a lot as well as kids growing up because they're the future. You know what I'm saying? And we already see what some of these young kids are into, what they have already seen. They already seen some gruesome shit the same way that we did growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen some horrific shit. I done seen a few dead bodies before. You know what I'm saying? I came across one just hooping one day at the park across from my house in South Dallas, Opportunity Park. Fucked around in the ball, you know what I'm saying? That little court back there at a Opportunity Park. Excuse me, goddamn, this water. Opportunity Park. Me and my cousin Jariah playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know if you shoot that ball to the other side and you miss or they rebound, it's a little creek back there. Fucked around back there and found a whole little body up under the little thing. God damn, sticking out, stinking back there. You know what I'm saying? Needles and dirty condoms and random shit, shootouts. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you a whole list of shit that I didn't realize that traumatized me until I got older. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it until I got out of South Dallas and I realized, oh, that shit ain't normal. Hearing gunshots every single night is not normal. Hearing gunshots and rolling onto the floor is not normal. Seeing people get beat up is not normal. Seeing some of this shit that we see whenever we grow up in these neighborhoods, it's not fucking normal. It took me to leave South Dallas to understand that that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that my children don't have to grow up in it. You know what I'm saying? But they have the access to see all these things, and it's not normal. It's kind of like it's the upside down. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the things that used to be normal or quote unquote normal are normal, and vice versa. It's flipped. It's fucked over. It's multiverse of madness type shit. You know what I'm saying? And as parents, we gotta, you know what I'm saying, do what we gotta do. Shout out to all the good parents. Shout out to all the parents out there. You know what I'm saying? And no, man, it's a wicked world. It's a very wicked world, and we have to protect our children from everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if they're grown or not. Like I told my kids, I don't give a damn if they're grown or not. You're still my baby. I'm still gonna protect you, regardless. You call their daddy's coming, guns blazing. You know what I'm saying? If anybody know your daddy and your uncle is coming, guns are blazing. You know what I'm saying? Those dying. Whatever the fuck gotta go down, it's gonna go down, man. We are equipped to do whatever it takes for our babies and for our loved ones. That's just how we roll. That's just how we was raised. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the movement. We get the name of the movement again. You know what I'm saying? Say it real quick. Shout out to the March for Our Lives movement. And shout out to them, man. It's a beautiful sight. It's good to see, man. With that being said, y'all know it's a Trill Pill. If you would like to donate to this podcast, man, the Cash App at the right hand screen. If you're listening to this on just the audio, the Cash App is Trill Pill X. Trill Pill X. Trill Pill X. TRILLPILLX. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you're watching this on YouTube or any other, Facebook or whatever, man, make sure you pay attention to the bottom ticker. It has, you know what I'm saying, a few sponsors of the show. It also had people that I fuck with, man, that have their businesses and they getting it popping. I got my partners who do music down there, my brothers who do music down there, man. I also have my brothers that down there, man. If y'all need something moved around in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, please make sure you hit up Everyday Services, man. Call that number, ask for Sean Brooks, man. That should come across the screen, man. So make sure you follow and do everything that I type down on the bottom of the screen. Make sure you go and follow these people because they dope as fuck. And it wouldn't be down there, you know what I'm saying, if I didn't think they was dope as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? They support me. They support the show, you know what I'm saying? And they fuck with me, man, because I'm solid. I'm a motherfucking rocker in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? So Everyday Services, man. Hit up Sean Brooks, Everyday Services in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. If you need something from A to B, 632-326-2250. Stay true and heal. Monumental to be monumental. And most of all, most important of all, stay mentally trill, man. Much love.